me to pass through it. She so much believed in me that I'll pass through the wall. Instead to say, go ahead, go ahead. Because you don't have anybody to say, go ahead, you may not be able to achieve it. So eventually, we were able to establish the water. We pumped the water to the hill for people in town to benefit. Then now comes, dream takes you to another dream. Failure takes you to another failure. Failure takes you to success, if you can wait. So I waited, I started thinking, why don't, since we have water around here, can't we do some hotel? I designed the hotel for the whole place. And my uncle was a minister then, came. He said, what are you going to do here? I said, I want to build a hotel. He said, no, build your own first. You have been in houses for people, for my mom, for my cousin, for myself, everybody. That's how we canceled, we left the hotel business. And we started this particular edifice, which you call edifice. It's supposed to be, I'm an unusual thinker. Being on the relief of a hill, I wanted to do a house that would be underground, like rodent, where you have rooms underground and there'll be landscape on top of it. And I told the man said, you must be mad. People will think you are doing something else around here. He checked the drawing, he said, you are mad. He went to go and tell my mom then, this boy is crazy. You want to live inside the ground. So the design is still part of what we have today. I had to redesign it to listen to him because we normally listen to our elders here. Either it's right or wrong. Well, that's our own generation. And it helps a lot. So that's what you now have today. I was looking for crazy, unusual house that would last, that be timeless, a timeless house. And you can see every year I paint it. In as much as I'm still alive, I will keep it timeless. And we started thinking, and I go back, I say, you have this dream, you stop it, don't leave your dream, come back to it. We now came back to the hospitality, which is the hotel. By that time, the house was on, the landscaping was on, the hotel now key into it. The only difference, the hotel is no more extensive. Instead of chalets, we now combine into one box, and we have 24 rooms. As of today. Not really for the money-making side, is to add to the development of my town. Because I know as a Lagosian, which you can call me then, I know that whatever goes for 50,000 in Lagos hotel, this standard, we are taking, you have been there, I take 8,000, 7,000, which is ridiculous. And it came handy when the university was started here. They started making use, they even take it for 3 years, 1,000 per night. We generously, I gave it to them. And I still have a letter now. They wrote to me that the post-chancellor has been staying here since the university was established. She is going to stay here free by February. Of course, I like to contribute to communities and individuals' life. It's just like the Bible. You must do the best thing in life. You will not sleep. I may not know how to quote it well in the Bible. When you really want to assist people, you will not be able to sleep until you do it. I think that one too is my life. I think of people, I think less of myself. So drawing my graph, all the challenges I have are never personal. Are never personal. They are trying to assist people, relation, friends. They don't make me to sleep. I don't want, which takes me to business world. Unless I succeed in a business, I don't sleep. And when I get returns on the business, I eat little. I eat little. which means you ask yourself question, where are you working? So I'm working for the people as God is working for all of us. So these are I think it's the grace of God with all the activities I've gone through, accident of our time, losses. It's the grace of God that still make me to live to this age. And I think it can only be God. With all the stories of challenges, I've gone through a lot of stress, strain, and oppression. But yet, I reached this age, not in poverty, not in soul riches, but I'm comfortable. I'm at peace with God and with myself. My wife always says something that my loyalty is to you first, because I knew you before I know your children. It's a sort of comfort to me after I argue, because I can tell you as an architect, I want to see the root of things. It gives me foundation to plan tomorrow. She has been very, very faithful, supportive, loyal, and she hasn't have no cause to complain about asking her to support me in my mission of life. That itself she's an embodiment of love, support, and of course, somebody you can rely on. That does not mean that we don't have our challenges as a man, but I can tell you that most often we have argument or quarrel, or whatever you call it, we settle it by ourselves. When it comes to, women can be, they want things in their way sometimes. You inform very close friend and things are sorted out. So these have been the instrument to navigate life up to this day. And you can see that I said she should be here when you talk to me. It's not you alone. Anything I want to do, I say they should tell her. She's a minister of that. It shows I know she will not betray me in things. So I think I wouldn't have called for more interesting marriage than that. And I think that one we extended to the children, who might say they are very lucky, they are luckier than me. I'm a village boy. I'm a survivor of the fittest. I'm from a polygamous house. But yet I'm not polygamous because I've been serious discipline. We taught them in the ways of the Lord, because they say, teach your children the way of the Lord, so that when they grew up, they will not depart from it. And when any of them misbehave, we jointly rebuke them and put them right. As they are growing, they will have their own way they want to form. We can't force them. We can only pray. There are certain days you monitor, you tell your children. There's a time you leave them to discover themselves. Because in our own case, we are very lucky when we are growing up. Nobody asked us not to do this, do that. We pick values along the road. We join them together to become what we are today, which is very interesting. That's why our generation, I don't think we have mental health. I don't think we have distress. Somebody must occupy your mind. You are not lonely. I think loneliness can cause problems because they didn't go through the fire. They didn't go through the stress that we went through. Wake up 4 a.m., still go to school, sell things. In the evening, your food may be ready for you. If you don't sell well, you are not going to eat. If you sell well, they're going to put you in a special room where you are going to eat pounded yam, which was the best food we had when we were young. In their own case, that is so serious. You have to give them food. You have to pamper them. We don't want them to suffer the way we suffered. Actually, as I keep on saying, I don't believe I suffered. I had challenges during my time. So I think carrying from the mom is the light to the children, is whatever you said to the children that they will develop with. And they will ensure that we are one, a family. If anybody goes wrong, nowadays with technology, we have platform where such a person can be rebooked. We have where we can talk to you, don't behave like that, you can't do that. So I think advising and teaching them the will of the Lord has really bring us together. There could be little here and there misunderstanding among them. We are able to curtail it because God gives us the little resources to be able to make them to respect us, because that's one is important. Well, thank you very much. I think it's of two parts. My struggle to the top of architecture has to do with the work I've been able to do, contributions, because nobody gets to where I am today without being a registered architect. And before you are registered, you must have produced a lot of works that people could see and they give signature. That's the first part. Myself as an architect, myself as president of ACON is another thing entirely. Very political, you know. And my work as a person, professionalism, has been very interesting. I've been very lucky. Why? And hardworking. There is nowhere I design in those days, I'm not saying now, that people will not ask questions. Who does the house? So what they call in America, referrals. So people just call me, by the time you design. I don't think now it works like that. You understand you design Suzu building, can you see us? Of course, I was always open for competition. I love competition because I will beat you to 10th position if I contest with you, because I will spy your own, I will join it with my own, I will do that. By the time we are doing a competition, I will come first. So maybe you'll be in the 10th position. So that's how I said I was lucky. I was that with God gives individual talents. In the Bible, said power to speak in tongue, power to dream, power to do it. I think it's in one place in the Bible. I was given talents to dream of what my clients will require. And when I present it, it's accepted among my competitors. So the greatest job I had was to get 5 master plan. Master plan is a lot of a job in a state in the country. We won it. Even white people pick us. And that one brought us to limelight, to be fair to God and man, and to individuals who are very, very wealthy during my time. Shifales to do me. Trusting that I should do the house, very mighty, he will be there. He threw me to the limelight. I have my cousin, a son, Nzenwo in this, and another person in Kano. So I'm like a national architect. So I've been known through my own profession. Call it luck, call it God's. I've been very lucky. Even if it's a bungalow I do, because I give thought to whatever I do. I'm a quiet thinker. And when I come out of my thinking, I cannot be wrong for that they want. So professionally, the design helps me a lot in reaching the heart of the people, because I did not have anybody to back me up. I was son of nobody, but I become son of everybody through that profession itself. That is professional practice entirely. And all along, my wife was also supporting me. She doesn't query me, why am I coming back in the night, 2 a.m., 1 a.m. I had to meet them in the clubs, go and do all those things. I'm not a club person, but I forced myself to join some, because that's where you meet people. They asked us to go and meet them in those days, come and show them the drawing. So she was not complaining about that. She wasn't nagging on that, because it could have been otherwise. When you can't meet your client on time, then you are recognized. So the profession, the talents, natural talents helped me, brought him to limelight in general. Then concerning the political aspect, I was appointed by my state, also fell out from my talents from professional, because I redesigned the Faji Park in Ado, you must have seen it, and one bank there, still sitting down, Omega Bank in those days, was one of the intimidating buildings in Ado Ekiti. So I'm always lucky to be called to design prime places. I don't know what I've done, you know. I think that's a gift from God. So the political aspect, you can imagine you have to be, Akon is like a country, because each architect is appointed in each state to represent them. They're actually representatives of the governor. Governors are supposed to be in that council. But the governor, because of their duties, they must pick the best in their state. I don't need to tell you then that I was the best then, you know. I was picked since the best should be representing, even if there are people that are more intelligent than me, I was appointed. So that itself is very political. So we ditto for Kano, ditto for your state. Which state can you come from? Cross River State. So it appears there is no state I go to today that I will not have a friend. So that one brought me to limelight. When I was a VP, go to Kano, Sokoto, which I've never been. And I have friends. You see there, my PhD there is from Zaria. He has been coming here every Christmas. So even last year, about 2 or 3 of them will come. You see their pictures of my council members. They come to spend holiday around here. So, having been the president of the 36 state architects, including Abuja, it's like you are running the country. There'll be tribal sentiment. There'll be, you know, so many complaints here and there. And during my time, they have a lot of cases between two councils under us, and they go to court. I met 15 lawsuits on ground. By the grace of God, I was able to win 15 for the council, 13 for the council, and 2 are being negotiated. So we started the Akon House. We did Lagos office renovated, and so many things that extend our accreditation to abroad. We are now accrediting universities abroad from Nigeria who are reading architecture. And in Nigeria itself, you can imagine going to almost about 100 universities reading architecture to ensure whether they are compliant, whether they are doing well, whether we should withdraw the accreditation, apart from individual licenses. So all these things is a very challenging work. But nonetheless, this is my second time. I really enjoy it because I met people, and they've been so wonderful in that world because they cooperated with me. I'm like their oracle presently. They give maximum respect to me as their leader, and I will be able to solve the quarrel that I've been lingering for 10 years recently, which is one of the most important things to me in my life. God things look as if we'll not be able to resolve it, but I use my local experience here of making 2 towns to come together to become one. It's a model second to none in Nigeria. Unknown to them, I use the same magic there to ensure they come together, and they are one now. So these are the greatest things that God has done in the political fora of architecture. Yes, it's a difficult thing to say because I told you I joined some clubs. I'm a member of the Ikoyi Club, Yoruba Tennis Club, Lagos Country Club, but I hardly go. I travel. I can say that going out of the country, well, it's a bit slow me down because it's very difficult to confirm that one is a workaholic. I think I am one because over the years I need to crawl from poverty. You know what I mean by crawling? It's not easy to jump except you have done something unusual. It's difficult to crawl from poverty to what you are. Well, during this political era, it's possible to just transform one day and become a millionaire or a billionaire. But because of the difficulties of somebody from humble background, I had to make sure that I put 80% of my time to work. And now 90% because of the second part of my profession, political appointment, how you call it. The other one is means of livelihood. And you know, as you know, this is your country also. It's difficult to really get out of poverty. But I can tell you that I am not rich and I'm not poor. That's all I can do. And itself makes me to start thinking to relax. So you can suggest things to do for me to make me more relaxed, to make me more, what can I call, to get sanity. Because everybody needs to get loose at times. So your advice is very important on that. You teach your children the way to live. You advise them what to do. What is important that I did not get fully from my parents, my wife and myself, we have given it to them. Not even locally, they were all trained abroad. And you know the meaning of that. When a humble person is able to train his or her children abroad, not even abroad of Ghana or in Europe or America. So which means an instrument has been given to them to survive. The next thing to hold it, which we have told them, is for you to ensure you have good character. Good character is one of the instruments when we give license to them in architecture. It has a mark to see whether you have good values. Don't ask me, how do we know? We know. We know. So I pray that they'll be able to sustain the values